Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of In the Swamp with Ogre. Today we have Josh Prey, comedian and YouTube influencer. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm absolutely wonderful. How are you doing?
We're doing great, thank you. Thank you
Oh,
for joining us. We really appreciate you having you on the show. Um,
thank you for thinking about me. I appreciate it.
thanks. So today I wanted to get a little more insight in you because I've been following you for a couple years now. You're super
Mhm.
funny. How did you
Thank
get
you.
started in comedy?
Well, my entire life I've been goofy. My mom has been goofy. I was raised by my mother, so I thought it was just it was a perfect fit. Two peas in a pod. I was in the educational system for a brief moment. I was a security guard, and no matter what position I held or what I did, I always seemed to make people laugh, various people. So I tried it out in 2014. I had a comedy show in my hometown off the whim. I had never did stand up, never told professional jokes, and the rest is history, really.
Good. Yeah, and I know you're, and I've been following you, like I said. So I appreciate your candor that didn't start off this way. You just moved into it.
Yes, sir.
When did you realize that your brand had to be social media brand as well as live?
Well, when you come in, anybody with entertainment aspirations, when they come in, we think TV, movies, films, red carpets. We all think that. But in this day and age, social media is everything. You cannot. I'm not going to say you can't because I don't want to tell a person they can't. But it's very hard to navigate through any entertainment industry without using social media. Now, depending on how you use social media, it could be a gift and a curse. You can use it in a positive way, you can use it in a negative way, but you're gonna need a substantial following, and it doesn't have to be millions of people. But you're gonna need some supporters that can help you brand and branch out. So very early, I realized social media was a engine that I would need if I wanted to be successful.
Okay. Thanks for that. I appreciate that because it is a you do in I think in any brand right now, whatever you do, you
Mm-hmm.
social media has to be a part of what you're doing.
Yeah, you can't escape social media. Whether it's your merchandising, whether it's comedy like I do, music. You have to have social media because that's the biggest voice right now.
So on that, how difficult was it to get the following on social media and get
Oh my God.
who you were?
Um, well, like I said, I started out in 2014. Had no followers. 2015, I think I had like 7,000, 8,000 followers on Facebook. I had like a couple hundred on Instagram, a couple hundred on Twitter. I had like 90 on YouTube. And it's a process. People think the one thing I would encourage anybody that's listening to this interview, don't think it happens overnight. Now, going viral and getting notoriety can happen overnight, but going viral doesn't equate to okay, I did a video, now I'm gonna get a million people gonna like me. No, you gotta have a plan. You gotta know when you have social media and you do something well on social media, you gotta be thinking 4 and 5 and 6 steps ahead because I put out a video in 2015 and it did like 3 million views in 2 days. And I thought I arrived. And that notoriety lasted for those 2 days, and then by Wednesday it was on to the next comedian. I went from I don't know a couple hundred followers to like 15,000, and it stayed at around 20,000 for like a month. And I thought, man, I went viral. I got these videos. People are gonna just come to me. Nah, it's a process. It's work. Um, whew, it's a lot of work, and you got to work on various platforms because people on Facebook may not like the things people on YouTube like, whom may not like the things on people that people on Twitter like, but people on Twitter are with words. People on Instagram, they're about their pictures and vacation spots. So you got to be able to navigate every single platform in that way. So I would definitely encourage people to make sure you have somebody on your team that understands how social media works. Very, very difficult to build a nice following. Very difficult.
Yeah, I can understand because I'm struggling with that myself. So I understand.
You'll be fine. You got, and I will say, like just before you have that question, there's a saying I always repeat to people: stand on the shoulders of giants, and that means if you know somebody and they have a following, even if you have 100 followers and they have 500 followers, build a connection, network with them. let them help you catapult your career into whatever direction you want to go. Don't be afraid to use those with bigger platforms than you. You just got to try.
Right. I appreciate that, and that's kind of why I reached out to you, because I've been following you for years.
Mm-hmm.
You have more followers than I did, so I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yes, it's fine. I completely understand.
So another thing is, a lot of people don't look at entertainers, comedians as entrepreneurs. They look at you as entertainers, but you actually are entrepreneurs. You're running your own business. You have a merchandise. You have marketing. You have everything that an entrepreneur would have.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult is it navigating everything as an entrepreneur like that?
It's difficult in the aspect of everything falls on you. So when I wake up, I write my own material, I record my own material, I edit my own material, I post a lot of my own material aside from my manager. But I have nobody to blame. So the thing about being in the entertainment industry, whether it's music, comedy, film, poetry, our position, it's a luxury. Like what you're doing is a luxury. When I say a luxury, meaning I think an essential job is like medical professional, teachers and educators, the first responders. Those are essentials. But my position is a luxury. If somebody is not doing well financially, they're not going to go to a comedy show. So we have to navigate that aspect of the business. Everything comes from our pockets. Everything. I don't have an investor. So when it comes to merchandising, I may create a t-shirt or a hat or an item, and I'm thinking in my head it's gonna sell, and it doesn't do well. So I went and spent $2,000 on some t-shirts, and I only sold 3 t-shirts. So now I got to eat the cost of that. And then you got to market yourself. And marketing yourself isn't cheap. You got to pay for ads. You got to boost posts. I remember when I first started, I flew to Atlanta, California, New York, all for free. And I'm from Florida, so I had to pay $400 or $500 tickets, get hotel rooms for 3 minutes of stage time, making no money back. I went 3 years before I received my first noticeable comedy check. So this business is a very, very, very tough, expensive business. Being an entrepreneur in regards to entertainment, you got to have some moxie. You better have some endurance.
Right. No, I get it, because one of my favorite skits is the realtor skit, because that's what I do for a living.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up.
So when you talked about on that skit about having 500,000 realtors in Florida.
Yeah.
And we have a team in South Florida that sells as well, and having to go through every day and wake up and say, hey, this is going to be the day, and it
has to be
people out there.
If think about it, you being a realtor and you find somebody and you got the contract signed and you're 3 days before closing, and then things just fall apart. But now you are banking on that $7,000, $8,000 commission check.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it for 17 years, so I'm used to that part of it. And one thing, so there's 2 things that you do that really, really I love seeing. Mm-hmm. Your 5 reasons.
Okay.
How did you come up with that and just pick random things to have 5 reasons either for or against them?
Well, the 5 reasons came about. I was a security guard. I was a security guard at a hotel in Florida. And I'm not going to say the name, but at a hotel in Florida. And I was in my car during lunch break, and I was just thinking about all the Spanish women that I had the opportunity to date when I was younger. And I was like, you know what's funny? Like, people need to know, if you're going to date a Spanish woman, you got to be prepared for some things. And I sat in my car and I did 5 reasons. 5 reasons I'm scared to date a Latino woman again. And in the video, all I did was compliment Latino women, but I did it in a way where people can look at it and say, you know what, that's so true. And even if they don't get all 5 points, they'll get 3 points. And people responded, especially the Hispanic community, they responded to that so well. I took that one idea, and then I did Haitian women, then I did Haitian men. And I took those ideas and I expanded on it, because it was a way for me to do stand-up on the internet, but it was also a way for me to differentiate myself from other entertainers. Because at that time, Vine was big, Instagram was big, And I'm old. I'm not this young 19, 20-year-old dude. I'm 35 years old, so I can't be acting like these children. And I wanted to do things adults could relate to because we listen longer. Our attention span is like a little bit longer than these young kids. So we listen. And once I got it, it was like over. And then I did something about the Country Music Awards and 5 Days in Over for going to a Caucasian barbecue.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, once I got to that area, I was like, this is my thing. And many have tried to do it. I've seen a couple people try to do it on the internet. They just don't do it like me. You can have all the ingredients, but you can't bake the same cake. So it's awesome.
No, it was. So I've watched a bunch of them. The barbecue was great. The Realtors was another one.
Yeah.
Women's. The Haitian food one. That one I actually started commenting on and got back and forth with Cuban food because we're Cuban, and Haitian food on your post. We were going back and forth.
Oh,
other people.
Okay.
It was fun. It was fun. And then one other thing that you do that's amazing is your Whataburger tasting.
Yes. Listen, I was in Texas, and it happened. I was in Texas for an event, and it happened by accident. I was in Houston, and I had to go down there for an event, and I was waiting for the event to start. It was supposed to start like at 3 p.m. So I was like, you know what? I keep hearing about this Whataburger, right? And I found a Whataburger near Houston, the University of Houston. And I pulled into the University of Houston parking garage. And the reaction was real. It wasn't fake. I've been to this burger. I'm like, what's the hoopla about it? Best burger I've ever tasted. Hands down. Can't compare. I don't care. Whataburger is so good, and they need to be franchised everywhere. Everybody deserves it.
I agree. I lived in Texas for 4 years. So Whataburger was my favorite. Now I'm in Vegas, and when I moved back to Miami, they didn't have it. They don't have it here either. So every time I go through Texas, it's like, okay, I need a Whataburger. As quick.
You got like 5 of them. Bring them home. Yeah.
Do they freeze them and mail them to you, or?
Listen, Whataburger was so crazy. The company, the company sent me a gift package where I had hand sanitizers, aprons, keychains. They sent me like the Whataburger spicy ketchup, mustard, relish. Like I got Whataburger everything in my house.
So your house is like a small franchise of theirs.
Yeah, yes, I can sell Whataburger out my front door.
All right, Josh. Well, thank you for your time. I know you're busy. I appreciate you spending some time with us and going over some of the struggles that you go through as an entrepreneur and a comedian and a YouTuber. So I appreciate you again, my man.
Listen, I appreciate you having me. Good luck to you in your endeavors. You're going to be absolutely fine. And to everybody out there, I hope this interview encouraged you guys in pursuit of your dreams.
All right, Josh. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you.
Of course. Later.
Thanks. Bye-bye.